Good evening and a very warm welcome. You're watching Times Now Live. I'm Pratibha Chandran. Thank you for joining us this Sunday evening. Let's begin with breaking updates now coming in. Activist Sonam Wangchuk's wife, Dr. Geetanjali, has said that she will move the division bench of the Delhi High Court after a single judge declined relief. She also confirmed that she will represent Wangchuk at tomorrow's protest march, urging other participants as well to join in and to keep the demonstration peaceful and remain vigilant against any attempt to disrupt it. Going on to add that Wangchuk remains determined to continue his fast, saying he has refused fluids but continues to drink water.
डेफिनेटली मैं उनको रिप्रेजेंट करूंगी। आज इसलिए हमने ये अर्जेंट इमरजेंसी पिटिशन फाइल की थी कि अगर वो आज हमें शिफ्ट करने देते तो हम आज मैदानता में जाके कल सुबह हम प्रोटेस्ट साइट में आ सकते थे, लेकिन हमें पता था कि वो ये नहीं करने वाले थे, वो नहीं ग्रांट करने वाले थे। तो सोनम को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए मैं तैयार हूँ और मैं कल इस यात्रा में डेफिनेटली जुड़ूंगी।
My colleague Dipankar is joining us on the broadcast with the details. And Dipankar, earlier today, the single judge bench had declined any relief to Sonam Wangchuk. Take us through the details of what happened in the court and why Sonam Wangchuk's wife is now going to take the case to the division bench of the Delhi High Court.
Well, yes, Sonam Wangchuk's wife, Geetanjali Angmo, had appeared before the court along with her counsel, Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal, who argued that every person has a right to be treated in a hospital doctor of their own choice. And with that underlining statement, Kapil Sibal had argued and asked the court to allow him to be moved from Safdarjung Hospital to a private hospital, which he was saying that would be Medanta. But the counsel appearing for the government opposed and pointed out that he's being given treatment over there. However, he is still refusing to get any kind of IV drips to be used to provide any kind of intravenous medication. But oral medications are being there, and his health is being clinically monitored over there. However, the court, taking all these arguments into consideration, very clearly and very categorically said that the government's decision to shift him to a hospital from Jantar Mantar protest site was not any kind of arbitrary action. And it also went on to very clearly direct the Safdarjung Hospital staff, the doctors over there, to keep a check on his health and when required to provide him with the medications that are to be given. Taking all these things into consideration, Geetanjali Angmo is now considering to challenge this order that has been granted by the single judge bench before a division bench of the Delhi High Court, and it is very likely that they may mention it tomorrow in the morning itself at 10:30 a.m. as soon as the bench assembles. They might mention this matter for a hearing, for an urgent hearing in this entire case.
Okay, all right. Dipankar, thank you for getting us that update. In fact, we have more details coming in. The latest health bulletin on activist Sonam Wangchuk says that his vitals remain stable and that his blood parameters have shown minor improvement. But doctors have stressed that he continues to require sustained medical intervention and round-the-clock monitoring as well. Remember, yesterday he was picked up from the protest site in Jantar Mantar and taken to the hospital. And since then, we are getting in updates from the hospital on the health bulletin. My colleague Kritika is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Kritika, what's the health update?
Right, Pratibha, we're giving to, in fact, understand that his vitals continue to remain stable. So that's one. Earlier in the day, his blood parameters had deteriorated somewhat. But currently, the hospital says that even those parameters are showing minor improvement. However, the hospital also continues to, in fact, argue that immediate medical intervention is required. Now, what does that mean? It means a form of oral rehydration or, in fact, intravenous fluids to be, in fact, administered administered to Sonam Wangchuk, and along with electrolyte therapy is also the need of the hour as per the team of doctors who are attending them. Now this team consists of doctors from Safdarjung as well as one independent doctor from AIMS as well. So this team in fact holds that round the clock monitoring is still required, and there is no discharge on the cards officially on part of Safdarjung Hospital as far as Mr. Sonam Wangchuk is concerned. Now remember earlier as well, the hospital has been in fact stating that due to prolonged fasting, Mr. Wangchuk is presenting with chronic issues related to dehydration, and that is why he is in fact supposed to be under constant medical care as well. We've seen how this played out in the High Court also today, wherein the court did in fact observe that the government was well within their right to shift Mr. Wangchuk to the Safdarjung Hospital, given that every life is precious. But Ms. Geetanjali, his wife, continues to argue for an immediate discharge, and also to argue for him to be shifted to a medical institute of their own choice. Over to you,
Okay,
Pratibha.
all right. Kritika, thank you for joining us with all those details. So while the numbers, the battle plays out, let's talk about what's going to happen in the parliament. This is a march towards the parliament, and the appeal that has come in from Sonam Wangchuk as well as his wife is that people should come in huge numbers and should make this protest a success. So they're all going to be marching. It's a Parliament Chalo protest. But let's talk about what's expected in the parliament. And while the numbers battle plays out inside the parliament, another issue outside the house has also become a big political flashpoint. The Sonam Wangchuk protest, and that is where the opposition is prepping its next attack, because the CJP protest led by Sonam Wangchuk started off as a hunger strike at Jantar Mantar, and it has now become one of the biggest opposition talking points before the monsoon session. Now, the hunger strike continued, then he was taken to the protest site. His hospitalization and his allegations against the administration have moved from the streets of Delhi to the political battlefield. The opposition is preparing to raise the issue inside the parliament. So, remember, Sonam Wangchuk has given a message from the hospital and has claimed that he is being subjected to illegal detention. He has described the movement as a second freedom movement and appealed to the supporters to join the proposed march tomorrow. This is his appeal with a written note to his supporters. The case has also sparked a political war of words. For the Congress, this protest has also become a fresh platform to attack the government on democratic rights. The Congress Rajya Sabha MP Pramod Tiwari has alleged that the manner in which Sonam Wangchuk was removed from the protest site also resembles the way British dealt with the Satyagrahis. Now, he claimed that the same methods used to suppress voices during British rule are now being employed against protesters.
मैं एक चीज कहूं, सोनम वांगचुक क्या कर रहे थे? जंतर मंतर प्रदर्शन का स्थल है, वहां वो अनशन कर रहे थे जो गांधी जी सिखा गए, अहिंसा। कहीं हिंसा नहीं कर रहे थे, तो एक अहिंसा में लिप्त एक सत्याग्रही को जैसे अंग्रेज उठा के ले जाते थे, वैसे भाजपा उठा के ले गई। उनका भी चिराग गुल हुआ था, इनका भी चिराग गुल होगा।
हम लोग उनके साथ हैं क्योंकि वो छात्रों के साथ खड़े हैं, और अनशन का इतना दिन हो गया है। केंद्र सरकार उनसे तो वार्ता कर सकती थी, लेकिन वार्ता नहीं की और उनको जबरन उठाकर ले जाया गया हॉस्पिटल में ही सही। लेकिन सपोज कि ये उनका था कि 20 तारीख को पार्लियामेंट में आएंगे बात करने के लिए, वो तो नहीं होने दे रहे हैं। तो लोकतंत्र को दबाने की कोशिश है, छात्रों की आवाज़ को, जेएनजी की आवाज़ को दबाने की कोशिश है, जो कि लोकतंत्र के हित में नहीं है। मुझे लगता है कि अब ये हमारे देश में लोकतंत्र की जगह एक तंत्र आने वाला है।
देखिए, ये लोकतंत्र का हनन है, संविधान को लोगों ने कुचला है। आपने देखा, संविधान में संवैधानिक अधिकार है विरोध करने का, चाहे जो भी लोग हों। सोनम वांगचुक एक कोई मतलब आम आदमी नहीं है, बहुत सारा अवार्ड लिया हुआ व्यक्ति है, वो विद्वान व्यक्ति है, उसको रिस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए सरकार को। एक सरकार के एक भी लोग नहीं गए मिलने, एक भी लोग पूछने नहीं गए। हमने तो देखा जिस दरिंदगी से ये पुलिस वालों ने गड़बड़ी किया है, क्या क्या गाली फकड़ दे करके उस व्यक्ति को जो मरने मतलब भूखे प्यासे जो अनशन पर बैठा हो, और उस व्यक्ति को उठा करके कैसे लोग ले जा रहे हैं घसीट करके, मतलब मजाक है।
Supreme Court said to take care about his health condition. Medical treatment should be given. Supreme Court has not said to remove him from there. The education system has become rotten in the country. The moot question is the NEET questions are coming out. And the education system has become very bad. And this fighting is supported by almost every prudent persons of the country itself.
Now, the next flashpoint is now tomorrow, the day Sonam Wangchuk supporters plan to march towards the parliament. The organizers have appealed for a peaceful protest and also warned that anyone creating disruptions or even raising negative slogans will not represent this movement. The political support around Wangchuk has now widened beyond the opposition parties, and actors from the film industry have also voiced concerns over his protest. We are breaking